So today we're going to be looking at x and y intercepts on a graph, but before that we want to do some basic evaluating. So in the warm-up, x equals -3. So everywhere in the problem where I see x, I'm going to plug in -3. So 3 times -3, because I'm plugging that in, plus 4. That's -9 plus 4. -9 plus 4 is -5, and that's my answer to the first one. Second one, -2x times -3, because that's what I'm plugging in. -2 times -3 is +6. Two negatives give me a positive. Add the two sixes together and I get 12. 4x, no, 1x, I want to plug in a -3 there. So 4 times -3 plus -3. You'll notice I did change my subtraction to plus the opposite, making that plus -3. That gives me -12 plus -3, or -15 as my final answer for the third one. Like I said in the first slide, we're going to be looking at x and y intercepts today. Your x-intercept is where your line crosses the x-axis. A y-intercept is where your line crosses the y-axis. So we're going to be looking at those two ordered pairs. You get one ordered pair for the x-intercept, you get one ordered pair for the y-intercept. I always set my intercept problems up the same way. It's a way that works for me, but it's entirely up to you. To find the x-intercept, you're always going to let y equal 0. So the value that is 0 is always opposite the one you are looking for. So if I'm looking for x, the opposite variable, which is y, is the one that's going to be 0. So in the problem, 2x plus 7y equals 28. Everywhere I see 0, I'm going to plug, everywhere I see y, I'm going to plug in 0. So I'm going to do 7 times 0 equaling 28. 7 times 0 is just 0, so that's actually going to go away, equaling 28. Divide each side by 2, and I get x equaling 14. Now your final answer has to be an ordered pair, and an ordered pair is always x comma y. Well, we know that x is 14, and from earlier in the problem we know that y is 0. So my final answer is going to be 14 comma 0, and that's just the x-intercept. Using the same problem now, we need to find the y-intercept, but this time we're going to let x equal 0. So 2 times 0 plus 7y needs to equal 28. 2 times 0 is 0, which will go away. So 7y equals 28. Divide each side by 7, and we get y equaling 4. Again, I need an ordered pair, which is x comma y. So my x this time is 0, and my y value is 4. So my final answer for the second half of the problem is 0, 4. So each problem will actually give you two answers. So let's find the x and the y-intercept of this problem. My x-intercept, I'm going to let y equal 0. So 3x plus 2 times 0 needs to equal 6. 3x needs to equal 6 because remember the 2 times 0 goes away. Divide by 3. X is 2. Final answer is 2, 0 as an ordered pair. For the y-intercept, I'm going to let x equal 0. So 3 times 0 plus 2y needs to equal 6. 3 times 0 goes away, so 2y equals 6. Divide each side by 2. I get y equaling 3. Final answer is an ordered pair, 0, 3. So now we have to use our x and our y-intercepts in order to help us graph. So we're going to do the same thing we've been doing. We're going to find the x-intercept, we're going to find the y-intercept. So for my x-intercept, y will equal 0. So x plus 2 times 0 needs to equal 4. 2 times 0 goes away, so x equals 4. And my ordered pair is 4, 0. I'm now going to graph 4, 0. I'm not sure I can graph really well in this program, but we'll see how it goes. So 4, 0. Go over to 4 on the x-axis, go up 0. It's about right where that little red blob is going. Now I need to find my y-intercept. So my y-intercept, I'm going to let x equal 0. So 0 plus 2y equals 4. 0 goes away, so 2y equals 4. Divide by 2. My y-intercept is 2. So that ordered pair is 0, 2. 0, 2, go over 0 and go up 2. So it's looking right where that blue blob is. Basically, now to graph it, all you're going to do is take those two and connect the two dots. Remember that you do want to extend your line past those two dots, but the two dots are what gives you the general overview of where that line should be. Looking at another one, same process. I'm going to find my x and my y intercepts. Starting with x, I'm going to have y equals 0. So 4x plus 8 times 0 needs to equal 24. 4x plus 0 equals 24. The 0 goes away. Divide each side by 4. We get x equaling 6, which is 6, 0 as my ordered pair. So over 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll be about right there. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Find my y-intercept. I'm going to let x equal 0. So 4 times 0 plus 8y equals 24. 4 times 0 is 0. That goes away. So 8y equals 24. Divide by 8. Divide by 8. Y is 0, 3. 24 divided by 8 is 3. So my y-intercept's right about here. Take the 2, we're going to connect the two dots, and there we have our line. Now on this one we're going to use the graph to find the x and the y-intercept. So basically I'm going to draw a line, and based on how I draw my line, we're going to find our x and our y-intercept. So let's do that one, and let's do that one. Alright, so my y-intercept on the first line is right here. That's where it crosses the y-axis. So my y-intercept for the first line is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0, 6. You're just looking for the spot where it crosses the line. The x-axis is a little harder to see because it looks like it's actually falling right in the middle. And we're going to estimate that as the middle. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's about 7.5. So 7.5, 0. And you would estimate the best you can. For the second graph over here, my y-intercept, you can see it's not, or I'm sorry, my x-intercept, you can see it's not quite in the middle anymore. It's closer to that one side, so we're going to estimate that it's closer to that one side this time. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we're going to say 6. 6, 0. And the y-intercept is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is at 0, 9 for the y-intercept. And that's it for the x and y-intercept. Try your homework this evening. Remember that each one of your problems should have two answers, both the x and the y-intercept.